Hi, my name is Perez-Roura. I'm an estate planning attorney here in Miami, Florida. This video is the last of a series of 4 videos discussing the overall aspects of estate planning. So if you have not watched videos 1 through 3, I invite you to watch those videos because it will make this video much more understandable. So what we're going to talk about in this video is the financial aspects of what happens when a person is mentally unable to make decisions for themselves. Unfortunately, if somebody finds themselves in a situation where they can no longer handle their money, their property. In video number 2, we discussed having trust. Something to understand that if I've created a trust for myself, then anything within that trust can be managed or should be able to be managed in the event I become disabled. Right? So going back to that video, I discussed how, during my life, I am the trustee of my trust and I can manage the things within my trust. And now in my trust, it says if I become mentally unable to fulfill my duties of trustee, then at that point, my successor trustee, the person that I have chosen to sort of be my successor, to take on that trustee role, if I can, that person can automatically jump in and manage the things that are within my trust. But only the things within my trust. An example is my personal bank account. Right? It's very rare that we have a person's personal bank account in their trust. So if I have a bank account that's solely in my name, there are no other owners, and I am mentally unable to make decisions for myself or to manage my money, then nobody can legally manage that money. So if I've given my username and password, to a family member, to a friend, right, and they've been helping me all along, well, that person, going into that bank account just with my username and password, technically is a crime, right? Even though I authorized them when I was fine, when I became disabled, they don't know, nobody knows that I verbally told this person that they can do that. And it can really put that person in a really difficult situation. So how do we deal with that in a way that doesn't put them in a legal predicament? And that's with a power of attorney. Power of attorney is a really powerful document in 2 ways, both good and bad, right? The very powerful in a good way, great things that can be done with a power of attorney. First of all, it's doing exactly what I just talked about. If I cannot, manage my money, and I have authorized, my wife or my brother or a friend or somebody to manage that account for me, well, that person can legally go in and accept payments, make payments, and manage the money within that bank account. And they don't have to worry about somebody else suing them or accusing them of doing something wrong. No, why? Because I have legally authorized them to do that. Now, the extremely important thing to know is that a power of attorney in Florida must be exercisable from the moment it is signed. What does that mean? It means that my power of attorney cannot say, well, my agent, right, the person I have named, they can do these things, but only if I become disabled. If my power of attorney says that, it is invalid. Right? It cannot say that the person can use it in a future date or upon something happening in the future. Even if it says they can do it in 5 minutes, right? Technically, that would be an invalid power of attorney. So if I sign that power of attorney, that person can immediately begin to use it. So what I tell everyone is, if you're going to sign a power of attorney, make sure that whoever you're naming is somebody you truly trust. Meaning, you can hand them a whole sum of money. You know that that person is not going to take your money and use it for themselves. Because even though the power of attorney, the document itself, has very real guardrails for that person, I'd like to remind everybody that my profession, the legal profession, exists because people don't always do what they're supposed to do, how they're supposed to do it, or why they're supposed to do it. Right? People violate agreements all the time, right? And so you don't want to be on the wrong end of an agent, somebody you've named that you've trusted, them misusing that power of attorney for their own benefit. And that would put you and your loved ones in a really difficult situation. And those are things that do happen, right? So I like to tell people, if you're gonna do a power of attorney, please make sure that whoever you're naming is somebody that you really trust. So that wraps up this video and this series. I'll invite you, if you've gotten some value out of it, right? You can like the videos, you can share it with people, but most importantly, it's to encourage everyone to get their estate planning done. We have a bunch of resources on our website, and I invite you to learn some more, but most importantly is to get your estate planning done. Obviously, I would like to be the one to do your estate plan, but of course, we're not going to be the attorney for everybody, so I do invite you to get it done no matter what. Again, my name is Perez-Roura, estate planning attorney here in Miami, Florida. Thank you.